Hey everybody, Jeremy here with a bit of a spooky session of What's Worth Playing. We hope you're having a great October, are looking for a few creepy games this spooky season, and that you're ready to find something new to play in this week's WP. For our first game this week, we want to invite you to experience Lone Survivor, a classic horror theme presented in a new way. In a typical enough fashion for thriller movies and games of all kinds, you wake up, unsure of what's going on around you. Alone and out of supplies, you must scavenge and survive your way through your apartment and city area on a search for any other survivors to this epidemic that has transformed humans into shambling monstrosities. While this may seem like a story you've heard before, what makes this game more appealing is its approach. There are no jump scares and screeching string instruments. Instead, the low lighting, simple visuals, and tight quarters create a much more exciting and unsettling environment than other horror games of the style. Grappling with sanity and fatigue, you'll have to differentiate between reality and hallucinations in this brief but intriguing twist on the typical horror format. Next on the list is a classic, but still a little dark. That game is The Binding of Isaac, specifically looking at the Rebirth version. Heavily inspired by The Legend of Zelda, retro bullet hells, dungeon crawlers, and obviously the Bible, The Binding of Isaac gives a challenging, even sometimes comedic experience within a twisted world. Fleeing his abusive mother, Isaac has to fight his way through room after room of disfigured creatures. It's up to you to use items and power-ups wisely to strategize your way through this randomly generated labyrinth of dungeons. Not only hosting unlockable characters, but also specific challenge modes and multiple endings, you could spend just a few hours on a single playthrough, or go on to explore for dozens or even hundreds of hours with a different experience every time you hit start. The Binding of Isaac is available across every major platform, and is one of those few and far between titles that truly never runs out of surprises. This week's aesthetic game is probably very different than anything you've played before, and if you're looking for a true indie experience, then we may have the game for you. The standout game is Capsule, a 2012 survival game played entirely through the interface of a ship's radar. Controlling their direction in search of oxygen and power, the player has to survive and unravel the story on their way through a claustrophobic environment filled with obstacles and enemies that will drain their precious time and air while they search for the next beacon of safety. As mentioned before, we're really paying attention to games that break the jump scare cliché. The unsettling nature of this game comes from how limited you are in what you understand and how much you have control over, being at the mercy of a hostile environment and very specific controls. There are few better ways to find that feeling of close-quartered intensity than in a game that truly restricts your resources and makes you think about your next steps so critically. Capsule is a game that creates a genuine sense of discomfort and provides a short yet difficult experience of uneasiness in a game unlike any you've played before. Thanks for checking out this creepy edition of What's Worth Playing. We hope you have a great Halloween and hopefully found some good holiday games to play. Make sure to check in every other Friday for more suggestions to break the mundane pattern of the same old stories. We hope you have a great week and play some great games.